Hello everyone, John Curran, Behaviour Specialist here. I'm going to do a very quick video for you today, and we're going to discuss the structure of the ACE program and why the structure is so important, but also probably to discuss one of the most important shifts that we'll find within the ACE program and the structure of it and how it's kind of laid out. So as I've explained before, basically we have three kind of components that make up the ACE program in this pyramid system that I'm constantly talking about. Adult figures at the top, client and environment are the two bases of that pyramid system. And again, we speak about structure because structure is important when it comes to implementing strategic interventions and protocols for people to try and be progressive, they try and move forward. But what we most commonly kind of find whenever you're involved in a case is the more this individual seems to impact through their behaviour, the more challenging the behaviour seems to become for the adult figures within the environment. We find a significant shift within this structure. So what I mean by that is when behaviour reaches a point where it's starting to impact on everyday life, it's starting to become more prominent, it's more consistent, it's continuously having an impact across the environment, across the adult figures and stuff, and again starts to have that level of control in terms of outcomes, that success, that value. Then what we find is usually these two positions here shift places. So instead of the client being one of the foundations here along with the environment where we always seek the adults, they have a level of control over that. These two switch places. So the client becomes at the top of that pyramid system and the adult becomes one of those baseline figures. And again, the client, the individual, starts to have an impact on both. So through behaviour, they gain a level of control, they gain a significant impact over adult figures in terms of their decision making, their responses, their reactions, the outcomes that are possibly delivered, and they gain a significant level of control over that particular environment where these behaviours seem to be consistently impacting. And again, that's one of the areas that we kind of look at in terms of this is going to increase more than likely the level of behaviour. It's going to increase the level of control and people are going to start to push boundaries. This individual, now that they're up on top, is probably going to start to dictate and try and influence a lot of other situations and scenarios within that environment, be this a home environment, a school environment, or whatever across the board. And it's a point in fact where we always make and highlight this kind of area, depending on the age bracket of this individual, depending on their life history, depending on where they're at in terms of their mindset, their mentality, or possibly the significance of impacts that might be coming for them as an individual. That level of control is not somewhere that they can kind of manage. It's not something that they can possibly understand or sort of reel in or keep it within a certain boundary or a certain line. And what you usually find is things get progressively worse at that point once this sort of section's realised, or as I say, there's a significant change in that structure. So again, it's always an area that for yourself to recognise in terms of, is this the point now where I'm recognising and seeing this? Is this a significant shift that I need to maybe look at this now and start to change it? We always want to see early intervention. We always want to recognise early significant change so that we can halt its progress, take a level of control back, or possibly impact on that. But again, most people will probably come to me when this point is reached or when this point has been basically going on for a long period of time and they're reaching the point where I don't know what to do anymore. We've lost complete control, they're totally dictating everything, and we're finding it very, very difficult to manage. And it's okay, whatever point that you reach or whatever time frame you reach that point, the main thing is to recognise and understand, make contact, understand what we can do, understand the changes that we can make, understand that we could give you the confidence and the understanding to take control back. They obviously impact positively within these situations and they ensure that the significance of this returns to its original structure so that everyone can move forward progressively. Hopefully it makes sense. As I say, it's just a wee small highlight on an area that's quite significant within this process. And like always folks, if there's an individual there that you would like to get in contact about or discuss in relation to this situation and scenario, or as I say, the structure of this ACE program, look, feel free to get in touch. We're trying to support as many people as possible and make as much positive change as we possibly can for everyone. Thank you.